Hey, so I wanted to get on here and talk with you today about cortisol surges, basically the chemical surge of terror, shock, alarm that can course through your body in psych med withdrawal. I'm Joanna, and I am coaching people who are getting off their psychiatric drugs and finding life after meds. So if you want to meet with me, I would be glad to meet with you. I went through a horrible withdrawal and have healed, and I'm on the other side. And so I'm just really glad to be able to encourage other people on their own journeys off meds. So yeah, I wanted to talk today about that symptom because it is a really terrifying one and it scared me. But it did just kind of on its own go away, but I wanted to talk about just like how you might be experiencing it and what kinds of things might help or encourage you along the way. So for me, it woke me up in the morning during the early days of my withdrawal, and I just felt terror. It was, I can't really tell if it was physical or mental. I guess it would kind of go in both categories because it's like my body almost would be shaken awake like an alarm throughout my body. And I felt so high alert and terror and like right away I'd start with terrible mental symptoms right in the morning. And I would wake up earlier than I used to. I mean, sometimes it would happen in the night, and that, of course made sleeping harder, but that's a whole nother video. But then it would also get me up in the early morning. So there was a time that I couldn't sleep in because of the cortisol surges first thing in the morning. And so I remember I tried different things to see if it would help, but it seemed like nothing really took it away. But I'll just tell you what I did because it might help you basically get through the time and your body to recover from that symptom. So I would sometimes walk first thing in the morning because my mind was so in such distress. The walking seemed to at least be a way to expend the energy, the sharp sort of like when you get punched, you feel like you need to punch back. It was kind of like that. Like it gave me something to do with my body with all of that spike of reaction. So anyway, so I'd walk. I'd sometimes listen to something encouraging, like a devotion, and pray, ask for God's help. And so I would do this walk. And then sometimes I would try to distract myself from, whatever terror I felt coursing through my body. So distraction I would try. Sometimes it would work, sometimes it didn't. And then the biggest thing I have to say about the cortisol surges, which were terrible, because it feels like the alarm level of like, there's a burglar in your house and you have to run and escape. Some kind of near-death experience, or you almost had an accident. It kind of felt like it would trigger my alert system like that first thing, almost like something really, really terrible was about to happen or was happening, even though it was just a morning and then another day of withdrawal. So it was just an over alert in my body system. Anyway, walking, praying, distracting myself, and then talking myself down, those things were things I tried. I also avoided, in the early days, I really avoided caffeine and sugar because I realized when I did have caffeine and sugar, so you have to test this for your own body because everyone's different in their own healing, but those two things seem to make it worse. So I would have like the surges in the night, if I had caffeine or sugar. I remember like just really having reactions to those things, and I think it just, my body couldn't handle the withdrawal and those instigators. I don't know. They like sort of excite the body more, and so it's like my body just couldn't handle any more excitement. So yeah, I had to cut caffeine and sugar for a while there, and that actually did take it down just a notch, where at least there was something I could do so it wasn't as severe, and I could maybe get just a little bit more sleep. Or at least not wake up as terrified. And so those things I think did help. And then the walking I think did expend some of that like need for a response. So just walking helped. And then just in time, it just went away. And I remember sleeping in and being like, did I just sleep in? And not all of the symptoms went away at once. It was like little by little they would drop off. But I remember the relief of that one dropping off, because then I could sleep more and wake up calmer, even if I still had some bad symptoms to manage. It's such a relief to not wake up in terror. And to be able to sleep more helps in your healing. So it did just go away in time. So that's my encouragement to you, is that it's going to go away. Don't worry, it's going to go away. And you just put in your time, making the healing choices you can, and that will resolve in time, and you'll be able to feel better, clearer, calmer, and continue on with, your healing journey. So yeah, that's what I have to say. That's what I have to share today about that symptom, and just overall, just to keep going in your healing journey, because your body is repairing, your body is healing, and there is so much good ahead. And I know it's easy to really lose perspective of that when you're in the midst of the worst of the symptoms. So I just want to be a voice from the outside saying, like, it really is so good to be on the other side, and there's so much good ahead for you. So just hang in there and do whatever you can to, get the support that you need, whatever it is you need to do right now. It's okay. It's okay to take a step back. It's okay to rest more. It's okay to, make the steps and the choices you need in order to heal, and you're going to get there. So that's what I have to share today. Feel free to check out my website, which is in the link in the description, and I'll be back.